Live from WJZ, this is an alert day.
We are following some breaking news right now. We want to get right to Chief Meteorologist Derek Beasley because there is a tornado warning that has been issued.
That's right, Rick. Again, we're watching this storm. We've been watching this storm for a while. Meteorologist Cutter Martin and I have been watching this storm for a while, and they've got a new tornado warning on it right now. And it does include Anne Arundel County as well as Howard, Montgomery, and Prince George's County. So northwest Anne Arundel, southeast Howard, southeast Montgomery, and northeastern Prince George's County. And this is a storm that we're looking at right here. And basically what happened is this storm came out of Montgomery County, came out of Northern Virginia, and it crossed a boundary. More likely was the Bay Breeze or perhaps a leftover outflow boundary from some rain that we had earlier, and it tapped into that and started spinning. So now we have a tornado warning that has been issued. What I've done is I've given a storm track here to kind of give you an idea of where the storm is going to be headed over the next several minutes. And again, we've got the storm approaching White Oak here in the next couple of minutes. You can see there at the bottom of your screen. The forecast cone goes all the way out to South Laurel here by 7:19. Based on the forward motion, Maryland City getting there about 7:24. Odenton just a little after 7:30. Severn, if it does hold together and make its way into northwest Anne Arundel County, we're talking about 7:41. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually look at velocity to kind of get an idea of where the circulation is. And what we're doing is we're tapping into the storm here and showing you the winds inside the storm. And of course, we have the icon there that's spinning that basically shows that there is rotation with the storm. Now, I do want to indicate this is a radar indicated circulation right now. And if the circulation were going to be anywhere, it would be right in the vicinity of White Oak. And it's a little bit difficult to see, but there it is. Looks like it's crossing over 29 right now. So that circulation would be right in that vicinity. What I'll do is I'll circle it so you can see it. And again, it's going to be crossing over 29 north of White Oak and south of the Fairland area, heading over towards I-95. So again, this is a tornadic storm that has rotation with it. No confirmed tornado. This should straddle the north sides of the 495 Beltway as it approaches 95. So you know exactly where that is. So between 29 and 95, north of the 495 Beltway, north of the north side of it. So this is south of Colesville and also south of Fairland near White Oak. So the circulation, the actual rotation is near the White Oak area. You can clearly see the classic comma-shaped figure here with the hook echo. This is basically where the rotation's so strong, it takes the rain and wraps it around into the circulation like this and creates a hook-type shape with the reflectivity. So, again, with this tornadic storm moving east at about 20 miles an hour, we'll put another storm track on it to show you exactly where it's going to be headed, moving east at about 25 miles an hour. Again, heading into Anne Arundel County, looks like it should be getting there by about 7:30 or so, if not a little bit before that. So I'll move the storm track out of the way and the box here so you can see exactly where it's going to be headed. I've also got meteorologist Cutter Martin here. Cutter, you've been watching this storm along with me, and again, this thing has really ramped up. It really started to ramp up when it crossed over into Montgomery County, and then within the last 20 minutes or so, we really saw that circulation getting better organized.
Yeah, Derek, we've been tracking the storm for a few hours. Structure-wise, even before it came severe, we knew that this one could be a problem for us. Storm initially was well to our west and moving east, and that storm continues to move off to the north and off to the northeast, something we're going to be watching here pretty closely. But again, that thunderstorm is going to continue to move off to the east and northeast. Derek, unfortunately, I think you're going to have to run radar for me again. First alert radar, this is the storm in question. We had that track on it an hour ago. We knew it would cause problems as it moved into Howard County and inland portions of Anne Arundel County. And sure enough, that thunderstorm, supercell thunderstorm, you can see that notch right there. That's where the tornado potential is. But notice the reds and the oranges there off to the north and off to the northeast. There's a possibility of some hail right in here getting into southern portions of the city of Baltimore, at least the metro. So northern Anne Arundel, there could be a risk of some hail and wind, but it's this right here moving into White Oak. That's the tornadic portion of the storm. Hail size, radar not detecting it, but I would not be surprised if there was at least some small hail, maybe smaller than pennies, in this portion of the storm that's getting closer into Columbia and northern portions of Anne Arundel County. But the dangerous part of the storm, the Kemp Mill area moving off to the east-northeast. This is going to be into Vansville and unfortunately will cross 95. So I know producers back in the back listening, 95 camera is going to be something to watch here for the next hour or so as this storm travels over the freeway, probably within the next 15 to 20 minutes. It moves deeper on into the Anne Arundel area and perhaps into northern portions of Anne Arundel, but right now western, southwestern portions of Anne Arundel and far southern and southeastern portions of Howard County going to be the spot to watch. A few communities on the map here: Pine Hill 702, Vansville 716, into South Laurel, again heavily populated areas of the south side of Baltimore, 724. This storm has been changing the direction in which it's moving a little bit. It was moving more northeast and now due east. Checking in again, First Alert Chief Meteorologist Derek Beasley. Looking at velocity there, this is a different product. Shows us shear, or basically we're just simplifying this for you, an area of spin, aligning right with the structure of the storm as we read it on radar. As meteorologists, we know where in the storm to look for a rotation. And sure enough, unfortunately, we're seeing that here right over White Oak, crossing over 29, and then it'll be over 95 again, 15, 20 minutes. No one travel I-95 west of, West Laurel, those exits there south for the next 30 minutes. This is going to cross right over 95. It's a Friday evening. So many folks in the WJZ newsroom are saying it took longer to get into work. A lot of folks on the roads. 95 is packed. We've had that be the case all afternoon and evening long. This dangerous storm is going to cross right over Interstate 95 and then continue off to the east. Another timeline here for you into South Laurel within the next 30 minutes. Storm is not moving that slow, but occasionally it has slowed down before it picks up the pace yet again. It is this portion of the storm right on US 29. That's the first road it's going to cross. And then 95 near the Vansville exits. BW Parkway also at some risk here for severe weather with this particular storm, as the storm now crosses over that area and then over 95, and then it's back closer into Anne Arundel County. And I would say, Derek, more of an issue for western Anne Arundel than the bulk of Howard County, but we still need folks to pay attention in Howard County.
That's right. And control room, if you could actually, if some way you can get camera 3 back on me, and if you can keep it over on me while we're in the middle of this coverage. Again, the storm that we're watching is a very slow-moving one. We still have that tornado watch that's in effect for the entire state till about midnight tonight, and we're going to be watching the severe threat that will continue increasing here over the next couple of hours. We've got several more tornado warnings here. This one's back into parts of Virginia. These storms are going to be making their way into Montgomery County, so this is along the main line of storms. We were concerned about storms with the line, and then eventually we were looking at other storms developing out ahead of it. And that's what the storm now that has prompted the tornado warning for a portion of our area is one of those isolated supercell storms. We have thunderstorms and we have supercell thunderstorms. Supercells, whenever we say that, is a storm that has a rotating updraft, meaning that the actual rising air in the storm is spinning in a counterclockwise fashion, and it's that spin, that unique spin, that makes the storm unique in that they have a better chance of producing tornadoes, and that's what we're seeing right now. These individual storms moving out ahead of the line are the main ones that usually end up producing those more significant tornadoes, and that's what we're seeing right now with this particular storm now as it crosses over 29. So it looks like it is right on 29, just north of 495. So right on the north sides, heading over towards the Colesville area. White Oak looks like it's right on top of you, those folks there, and eventually this is going to be moving into Prince George's County and eventually into northwestern Anne Arundel County. And really north of that, there's probably blinding rain in the Fairland area, heading up towards Burtonsville, maybe as far north as Burtonsville right now. North Laurel, Savage now seeing some rain. Looks like it's just south of you in Clarksville, so if you live in Howard County, west of 29, you're fine. We're all watching another storm here that's trying to pop up, looks like, out west of the Triadelphia Reservoir. So this is getting out towards the Dayton area, Glen-El. We're going to have to watch this one very carefully because it's starting to get that look to it where it's elongated and kind of has that little curl at the end of it. So we're going to watch to see if that one ends up developing a hook. The environment certainly is favorable for these storms to start spinning once they develop, and that's exactly what we've been seeing with them as they've developed. We had another tornado warning down here in the parts of Charles County. This is the one I was watching that may try to make a run at parts of Anne Arundel County. Looks like that tornado warning does remain in effect there. I'll go down into parts of southern Prince George's County. So southwest Prince George's County, far northern Charles County, north of Waldorf. There's another storm here. You can see the classic hook echo with this one right here. You see that little circulation on the backside there. That one is also rotating. So we've got several of these storms that are just kind of popping up all over the place. Not only are we going to be dealing with this threat for severe weather, including tornadoes and gusty winds, we're also going to be looking at a flood threat. I want to go over some of the rainfall rates that we're seeing with this particular storm that we've been watching it. These rain rates here, likely exceeding an inch per hour, and I'll query this so you can see what we're talking about. So this includes parts of Prince George's as well as Howard County. These are 2-inch rainfall rates, and given the fact that we've already had a couple of inches of rainfall for the event that we had a couple of days ago, we're only going to add to these totals and create a localized flash flood threat. And it's these storms, when they develop and move as slowly as they are at about 20 miles an hour, they are going to produce significant amounts of rain in a short period of time that could cause some flooding across the area. So again, kind of a messy scenario here that we've got going on. We've got scattered storms all over the place that are, some of them are rotating. A lot of them are producing some very heavy rain. We have another one that developed across portions of Carroll County. We'll go up into Carroll County so you can see this one. This one looked like it had some rotation briefly with it as it tracks north of Taneytown right now. It doesn't look like it's an immediate threat to become severe, but we will continue to watch it as it makes its way up into parts of, it looks like in the York County, PA. But of immediate concern is this storm here. We'll do another storm track on it. It's moving very slowly, so it's still out into Montgomery County. But we'll do another storm track on it so you can see exactly where it's going to be headed. And again, with the motion here at about 25 miles an hour, we'll take it all the way out to the Odenton area, out towards places like Pasadena, Gambrel. So we'll see how far out this thing can go. And you can see there that Odenton about 7:42. That is if it holds together. So it's going to take almost an hour to get into that part of Anne Arundel County and the Southgate area at about 7:53. Now, I know you've been, Cutter, you've actually been kind of checking with National Weather Service Chad. I don't know if they've been reporting anything.
Yeah, they have not reported any damage. You know, they were asking if anyone had visuals on this. We're going to be keeping an eye on our MDOT cameras. I-95, especially south of 216, might have a view into the storm and give us, a bird's eye view or camera's view of what's actually occurring versus what radar is detecting. Do want to let you know, though, 95 travel northbound, southbound. Doesn't matter whether you're coming to Baltimore from D.C., if you're leaving Baltimore and headed south of 216. Don't take that trip. I know you may have a plan, but wait another 30 to 45 minutes at least. As Derek mentioned, may take about an hour to get into Anne Arundel County. What is also complicating this setup is we have, 1, 2, and at times 3 rotating severe thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes, and the motion is a little bit different with each one of them. It's a pretty interesting setup here, capable of producing very heavy rain because of that erratic and at times slow motion, but also occasionally tornadoes. As far as the city of Baltimore is concerned, and again, this is a pretty impactful storm system with impacts right now all across the state, but it is this one storm, maybe through portions of Howard County and then back into portions of Anne Arundel County that you see there in red. Again, we're going to bring it up for you just a little bit bigger, bringing you out of the bay back up towards Anne Arundel County and Howard County. This storm, this polygon right here, Mount Vernon, that's one particular storm, but another one getting up north of D.C. and the south side of Baltimore. It's this storm right here that is about to cross 495 at 95, northeast side of D.C., and then into Savage, South Laurel, and then deeper into Anne Arundel. And want to give you a heads up, if you live on the south side of Glen Burnie, you could be impacted by this storm. And as far as the rain and the potential for small hail is concerned, it's possible that even south side of portions of Baltimore City could be impacted by this particular downpour as it moves off to the north and east. But the tornadic potential is heightened right here where you see this little curve. We're going to go ahead and highlight it for you as this tracks off to the east and off to the northeast over the next, hour or so. Storms aren't going to die out. They're going to keep going. In fact, this downpour probably will make it all the way to the bay, but it's this particular part of the storm furthest south right here, rotating portion of the storm, 495 at 95, as it tracks off to the north and northeast, south side of Laurel, and then possibly deeper into Anne Arundel County, but likely to remain south of Baltimore City, south of the Inner Harbor. But if you live on the southwest side of town going towards Howard County, and if you live on the south side of town in Anne Arundel County, we are tracking this storm. In fact, we do have traffic cameras being told here and showing a variety of conditions across the city of Baltimore and across the metro. This is going to be Interstate 95. And further south from the city of Baltimore, that's 95 northbound at the Welcome Center. You can see that's concerning, Derek. A lot of folks on the roads. I mean, those are all travel lanes, all blocked here, screen right.
Wow.
Both directions. And we have a tornadic thunderstorm moving through the metro right now. What you see behind me, tornadic portion of this storm is circled in white, continuing to move off to the north and east. Storm may be severe further north, may get some small hail even into the southern portions, coastal portions of Baltimore County. But inside this circle, just to the south and west of Laurel, very near Savage, crossing over 95, south of 216, that portion of the storm we're watching. But so far, Derek, no reports of damage from the National Weather Service.